everybody, welcome back to the 31 Days of Horror. I am your host, Moon616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yes, day 9 here on the 31 Days of Horror Vol.5. And yes, we are going to take it back to essentially last year. This movie originally came out in 2017 in Portugal. It came out in North America in 2018, so it was eligible for our list. And it is called The Forest of the Lost Souls. Yeah, look at that fantastic cover art right there. This is a release done by, or put out by Wild Eye Releasing. Now, don't let that stigma deflect you from checking out this movie. This is nothing like you would ever see by Wild Eye Releasing. It's amazing this movie was actually released by those guys because it totally doesn't fit their criteria or their mold of films that they usually release. This is a very art house and a really good film. Legitimately good film. This is something that you could actually see by, I don't know, man, like a Cult Epics or a Arrow Video or something like that, generally. So, with that said, get into the synopsis of this one. Basically, this one follows, in the first act, we get these two characters, you know, like a younger girl, she's in her teenage years, and an older fella who kind of meet up by fate in the Forest of the Lost Souls. Now, the Forest of the Lost Souls is a place where people go to essentially commit suicide. And so these two characters that meet by fate, and they start having these really interesting dialogues about suicide. You know, she's asking him why he's committing suicide in his older age, and he's asking her the same thing, you know, why you would commit suicide when you're younger and stuff like that. And one thing leads to another, and you soon find out that she's actually not there to kill herself, she's there to do harm to others. And I'll just leave the synopsis right there. So my thoughts on this one: fantastic film. It's a very short film, and it almost plays out like it's two different movies. Runs about 73 minutes long, and it has beautiful, outstanding, and marvelous cinematography, black and white cinematography. Really amazing stuff. It's a lower budget film, you can tell. There's not too many characters in this. There's not a lot of special effects and things like that, but it's about the cinematography and the mood and the atmosphere and the aesthetic, and it's captured absolutely perfectly here on this movie. Like, insane. The first, act of the film takes place in the forest. The cinematography is amazing. But what we do get with these two characters is amazing dialogue on suicide. The social commentary there is screaming at you, and it's really well done. The minor dialogue that actually happens in the first, act of this film is very gut-punching. It's very hard to listen to and stuff because that it's just pure dread. It's pure dread. And the cool thing about it is they're walking around and she's kind of like, just saying all this stuff, and, as they're, dialoguing between each other, they keep running into these bodies that are dead in the Forest of Lost Souls. It's very interesting social commentary how everybody can know about a place like this and you can just go and find bodies. There's a lot to say there in the social commentary and stuff, but one thing leads to another, and all of a sudden, she does something to him. And then the movie kind of switches gears. It turns into more of a slasher film where she's hunting down this family and she's doing bad things to them and stuff like that. But a really interesting, almost character study on today's youth a little bit, and getting into the mentality of them. Not everybody, but just certain people with maybe some mental illness, or just suicidal thoughts, or just maybe these kind of these places, these dynamic and magical places like the Forest of Lost Souls, what they do to people, just the fact that there is a place out there that you can just go willingly commit suicide and it's kind of accepted by people, maybe kind of makes people do things like this. And I think there's a dual meaning to this movie. The forest is in contrast with our young female character here also, which is very cool. I like that dynamic contrast. Is awesome. But yeah, the effects in the movie, it's not like overly bloody and gory or nothing, but the kills are very gut punching. They hit you raw, and I think they work for what they are. And again, cinematography is fantastic. There's a lot of great shots of the killer inside this house, kind of moving around and stuff. The soundtrack really kind of sells it. It's very monotoned and minute and just kind of gut-wrenching. It's smelling impending doom. I absolutely love the score to this, man. It's just fantastic. It goes great with the black and white cinematography, as does the very straightforward kind of dialogue and stuff. It has this overall tone and atmosphere to it that you just love in these type of movies. Again, it doesn't overstay its welcome. I think the running time is perfect for what it is. The ending is brutal, man. It's absolutely brutal. it really kind of shows how this world can be very, very cruel, just not really giving two fucks about anything, you know. It's a gut punch. It really is a gut punch. And I think these type of films with these type of tones and atmospheres, and, you know, that they're really wanting to, you know, spew out that social commentary, you have to have an end like the way this is. Really, really great stuff, man, all around. The Force of Lost Souls is the reason why this made my top 10 in 2018, because it's a really fantastic film. And I can't say enough great things about this one, really. I just thought I actually should have shot this video in black and white. That would have been cliche, but kind of cool. For features on here, man, there actually is an audio commentary, which I do want to check out. I want to hear him talk about, you know, the whole idea behind this film. There's some deleted scenes and things like that, and there's actually a short film, but I highly recommend this movie. It is from Portugal, so it is subtitled. There's not really a whole lot of dialogue in the movie. It's, you know, if you're not into these subtitled movies, I think you might be able to handle this one, but you really should, because it is a modern day amazing film. I wouldn't say masterpiece, but it's an amazing film, and I like this approach of the black and white. It adds so much flavor and so much style to it. A lot of people would say it's a little bit art house. It's not a weird film. It's a very straightforward film with a lot of social commentary and, you know, with a lot of dual meaning to it also. So I can't recommend this stuff, man. The Force of the Lost Souls. Give this one a shot. Ooh, look at that catch. Just what came out of my clumsy hands. But yeah, really great stuff right here. So give that one a shot for day 9. And yeah, I wanted to do that one because I felt like a lot of people kind of just missed that one last year. Because after it was, you know, on my top 10 list, a lot of people asked me about it, and I said, you know, you can get the Blu-ray and things like that. So I don't know if a lot of people just kind of missed it or didn't hear about it or was afraid to check it out because it was on Wild Eye releasing. I feel like a lot of people aren't going to check out the review now because that's going to be in the title, but it is what it is, man. You snooze, you lose, I guess. But anyways, guys, I'll check you guys later in day 10, and as usual, deuces!